Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so I thought I would make a video addressing something that I have seen come up quite a lot on Twitter and in the comment section of some of my recent videos. A lot of people have been asking about whether or not they should buy BOUJACK with their red coins. So I've given the advice to people, but I was kind of having a little bit of a back and forth with somebody in the comment section, and there's definitely more to think about. It's very much not a simple yes or no question as to whether or not you should buy the BOUJACK. So my biggest piece of advice, I feel like you kind of get separated out into two categories. So if you're thinking about buying BOUJACK because you don't have him, the major way I would divide the categories here is, do you have the GT Super Saiyans, like physical GT Goku or the Int GT Vegeta? Now, obviously, they've only been out the one time during the quote-unquote Golden Week, which obviously we got on Global for the same time for once, which was crazy good. So yeah, do you have them? Do you have one? Do you have both? Do you have neither, right? The two category splits are whether you have neither or whether you have one or both. And the reason for that is because I do think that coins may be better saved for them. So if we look at BOUJACK, the main reason that people are asking about buying BOUJACK is because BOUJACK is of course the Space Traveling Warriors lead, and people are really wanting to do the Space Traveling Warriors GT Goku event mission. That seems to be the #1 reason why. Like, when people are asking me about buying BOUJACK, I've said, oh, do you still need to do the Space Traveling Warriors mission for GT Legendary Goku event? And 99% of those people then obviously do reply saying yes, because Space Traveling Warriors, the only sub lead is the Tech Zangya, who is not particularly good. I mean, in theory, you could run her as a leader for the team and then run like a friend BOUJACK and maybe run them together, but she's definitely not the best unit, and obviously she's a sub lead, so she doesn't have the full leader skill. So I could definitely see why people would want to get him just to get this mission done. But bear in mind, this is only one mission on the GT Goku event, so I know it's annoying to have especially when it's only one, to have a mission left that you haven't completed. But if you're somebody who is free to play or who doesn't spend a lot of money on the game and your red coin total is not particularly high, you're probably someone who is not able to buy Dokkan Fest units very often with the red coins. So if you only have 400 coins, or say you have between 400 and 700, so you don't have enough to buy 2 units, then obviously you have to be very careful with who you decide to buy, because you're probably not going to be able to get somebody else for quite some time. So BOUJACK is very, very good. Like, his team is good. Space Traveling Warriors and Time Travelers is a fun team build. I do enjoy running it. It's another category that has LR Turles, who's one of my favourite summonable LRs. And he's very much the same as Cooler in the way his unit is built. Pre-transformation, he supports his category. Now, he is slightly better than Cooler pre-transformation, I think, because rather than being split between two categories, he supports his own category, and then depending on how many enemies there are, he just gives them more support. Whereas obviously Cooler, if there's multiple enemies, supports a different category, so that can affect your team building. And then of course, once you do transform him, he just becomes a very, very powerful unit. Built-in chance to additional super, so double super infinitely raises attack in long form events. Even at 55%, he can get up to some pretty crazy attack stats. And then he's on movie bosses, he's on Resurrected Warriors, full power, Inhuman Deeds, storied figures. So there's a lot of teams that he is on. So it's not like you're picking him up and then you're only going to be able to run him on one team. But the question comes down to, what are your alternatives? So one thing I would say straight off the bat, a unit who is available right now with red coins, whilst he has been back more than once, is the Tech Gohan. Now, recently I did a tier list of who I consider to be the best TURs on Global non-easy A. I did make that list before Videl came out, but I put this guy at number 3. And one of the reasons why is because not only is he a really, really good unit, but Hybrid Saiyans, I mean Hybrid Saiyans / Saviors, because there are a few good options on Saviors as well, but his team is just ridiculously good, and he is ridiculously good. You can take him and a build of his team into every single stage of the God event, and it is possible to win. Whereas you really can't say the same about Bojack. You probably could make a team build for him that could win every stage, but there would be quite a bit of luck, because obviously when you're going up against especially the AGL gods, if he takes a super attack, you're probably looking at a GG right there. Whereas obviously Gohan guards, infinitely builds defense, so like he's just useful in every single event in the game. So if you're somebody who doesn't have Bojack and you want to do the Space Traveling Warriors mission, I totally get that. But if you also don't have Gohan, then I kind of feel like overall Gohan is more useful, even though obviously you can't use him to do that Space Traveling Warriors mission. And then, of course, we get to the GT Super Saiyans. Now, regardless of whether you think Vegeta is better than Goku or Goku is better than Vegeta, I would say that these two are the number 1 and number 2 TURs on Global right now. I've had a few days now to play around with Videl, test her out on a bunch of different teams, and personally, at least at 55%, because I have all 3 units at 55%, I personally think the GT Super Saiyans are more impressive than her. So these guys are the 2 best TURs on Global at the moment, in my opinion. And with the worldwide celebration, or sorry, should I say 350 million download celebration, as we now know it's going to be called, that is going to be starting in like 2 weeks. Or potentially the countdown celebration, if we get one, is going to be just under 2 weeks. And on those banners, for JP, the Golden Week units always return for the first time. Now, Global has always been in a weird position where, because the Golden Week units were delayed all the way until November, they were not on the download celebration banners for us. They would be substituted with 2 other random units. But this year, because these guys came out on both versions at the same time, I would assume that they are going to be on the banner. Like this year, I actually do think that the download celebration banners are going to be the same for both versions, because they don't need to change them now because of the Golden Week units, because both versions got them at the same time. So what that means, of course, is that if they do return, they are going to be available with red coins. And when we look at all 4 of these units side by side, I could see an argument, even though I do think that these 2 are better, I could actually still see an argument that Gohan is probably the better one to get with coins, just because of how versatile his team is and how many events you can use it in. But, I mean, I'm not going to front, like, GT Heroes is a ridiculously powerful team. So, whilst you won't necessarily be able to beat, like, every single God event with that team is absolutely busted and is going to be very good in most events in the game. And then, obviously, they have the family sub-lead, so depending on which one you want to get, which one you think is better, they obviously have their distinct differences. They are on a couple of different categories. So, I do think these guys are probably top tier of the list of who you should be wanting to get with red coins. Now, the problem, of course, is the fact that if you don't have Bojack and you don't have either of these guys, now the worldwide celebration banners, if they are going to be on there, if you skip buying Bojack and then you summon on the worldwide celebration banners for the new LRs, and then you happen to actually pull both the GT Goku and the GT Vegeta, then it's kind of like a feels bad situation, because maybe you should have bought the Bojack. So this is why I said at the beginning it's not a really simple like yes or no, because you might choose not to buy Bojack and then you pull multiple copies of the GT Super Saiyans, or you might decide, actually, you know what, I'm going to do loads of summons on the worldwide celebration banner, so hopefully I am going to pull the Goku and Vegeta, so I am going to spend my only 400 red coins on Bojack. And then you get to the worldwide celebration banners and you don't pull the GT Goku and Vegeta. So unfortunately, there's no way to see the future. Hindsight is always 20/20, and RNG is going to play a huge role in whether or not you did actually make the right decision. But I would say, if you only have 400 coins, or like, you know, 400 to 700, so you can't really afford to buy 2 units, then it all comes down to your box, what you have, what you need. because BOUJACK, yeah, he might let you beat the Space Traveling Warriors GT Goku event mission, but aside from the completionist, like OCD of having all the missions done, all you really get from doing that is a couple of stones, and then you get some tickets for that Goku banner. And sure, some people have been lucky and pulled like LRUI Goku off that banner, and then if you go back and watch all of my runs, when I did all of the mission videos for the GT Legendary Goku event, I did the ticket summon at the end of the video when we completed the mission and got the tickets, and I had many of those ticket multis where I literally just got all SRs. So I know it's, I know you want to beat that final mission if you haven't done it, but it's not necessarily of such high importance that you spend 400 red coins that then if you are free to play or don't spend a lot are going to take you a long time to build up. Whereas Gohan, GT Goku and GT Vegeta, I consider them to be the 3 best TURs on Global. Maybe I would put Videl at 3, I'm not sure yet, because again, I'm still kind of getting used to using her on a bunch of different teams and stuff. But the thing is, I find the best way to use her, whether it's on her own team or like Majin Buu Saga, is alongside the Tech Gohan. So he's obviously still way up there on the list. So unfortunately, if you came to this video looking for a simple yes or no, for me to just say, yeah, sure, buy BOUJACK, or for me to say, nope, save for the stuff that's on the Worldwide Celebration banner, unfortunately, it's not that straightforward. But hopefully, with the advice and the information that I've given you here, it makes it a little bit easier for you to make your decision. But I definitely accept it is a difficult choice to make, because like I said, you might choose to do whatever you choose to do now, and then your RNG on the Worldwide Celebration banners makes that choice turn out to maybe have not been the best. But no one can make that decision except for you. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Even if you're somebody who has BOUJACK already, what do you think based on the advice that I've given here that people should do? If you still are torn, like, just give me some more details about your situation, and I'm sure me and some other people in the comments will be happy to further expand on the advice for you. So if you are someone in that situation, if this video did help you out, let me know what you did finally decide. And obviously good luck summoning on the future banners. Hopefully everything works out the way you want it to. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.